Good evening to everyone. Good evening to everyone here. What a massive crowd. I see massive crowd out here tonight. Good evening to my people of Virgin Gorda, particularly here of North Sound, and all of my good fans who came over from the valley. I welcome you here this evening. I particularly want to welcome my good peeps from the Anegada. They're out here in force tonight. We have a whole army from Anegada here this evening. So nice to see you all here. You know me.
Yes, you've been trying long, brother.
I think you all know me. So I need no real introduction. I am your man. Dr. Hubert O'Neill.
Yes.
I'm your man.
Yes.
And I'm here once again tonight asking you for your vote to become your next representative. Thank you so much for the support you extended to me in the last election 4 years ago.
Yeah. Good support.
It proved to me that you want change.
Yeah.
You saw the need for fresh leadership in this district. It was that overwhelming support that you showed for me in the last election is what is driving me to return and fulfill your call for change. I am ready. I am ready this time. I am ready. I'm full of energy. Watch me. I am full of energy, and I'm ready to take this. We are at a crossroad in the development of our country. We have arrived at a point in our history where we must be absolutely certain whom we choose to lead in this little territory of ours. For you may realize world events directly affects us. It is for this reason and in this election, you must carefully vote for the men and women whom you consider understand the complexities of the modern world. Yes, I can use a computer. I could use a cell phone. My people of Virgin Gorda and Anegada, I can hear you pondering in your minds. Visibly, I can really visualize you pondering in your mind and questioning yourselves, what type of representative will Hubert O'Neill be? Should I give him a chance?
Yes.
I declare to you tonight that I will not be an ordinary politician. When you send me to the House of Assembly on November 7th, I will be a fierce fighter for the people of the 9th District. That is why I say I am the right O'Neill. I'm the right O'Neill at the right time. I also declare to you tonight, and I especially want to refer to my colleagues from Tortola, that I will not settle for second best or any hand-me-downs from the capital. For the people of the 9th District, Virgin Gorda and Anegada are the tourism capitals of the BVI. They contribute 80% of the tourism revenue in this country. The 9th District deserves its fair share of expenditure here in this district. I am the right O'Neill, I tell you. I know, my dear people of Virgin Gorda and Anegada, some of you may have doubts that I am capable of providing rigorous representation in the 9th District. Don't let that cool, laid back, soft-spoken thing that you see here fool you. I could behave rude and I'm ready to, you know. I can behave rude. Marking are not know over me. I can behave rude, especially when I'm arguing for anything for my people of Virgin Gorda and Anegada. I am the right to lead. For those of you, my people of Virgin Gorda and Anegada, who are still not convinced, let me remind you that I am the son of the late Hubert Robinson O'Neill. Although he died 40 years ago while serving the people of North Sound, most Virgin Guardians will remember the great representative he turned out to be. When I visit your homes here in North Sound, many of you relate to me that if my father was still alive, he would still be in office today. No one could have beat him. I am the carbon copy of the late Robbie O'Neill. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You will be bringing Robbie back to life once more again with a vote for me. You know, it's interesting. Ever since the Virgin Islands Party launched their campaign this election, all you're hearing from them are excuses. Excuses after excuses for their dismal lack of performance over the past 4 years. When they are not creating new excuses, they are busy blaming the poor NDP. Poor NDP has been out of office now 4 years. They are also blaming the economic downturn for everything that went wrong. We have had enough of these excuses. And we need to elect men and women of the new NDP who have a vision, a real plan to move this, our beloved Virgin Islands, back to prosperity. That's what we need. Ever since, and I will not, and I tell you right now that I will not be a politician of excuses or sit back waiting for the finance minister, who will be Dr. Smith, of course, the finance minister to throw some money my way when I need to do projects in my district. Like Dr. Pickering in the 7th district, I plan to beg. Dr. Pickering said at his launch he is a great beggar. Well, he ain't seen nothing yet. I'm an even better beggar than him. I am fully aware that government cannot possibly provide everything for all 9 districts. I plan to raise funds by begging from private sources as well. No excuses. Virgin Gorda and Anegada are blessed with good friends who reside here and who visit us frequently. They love these 2 islands just as much as us locals. Most of our friends are willing to contribute to meaningful projects once they're asked. I plan to do a lot of begging. You must ask yourself the questions. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? No! Has the present government under the VIP improved the standard of living for you and your family? No! You would admit that the healthcare services in Virgin Gorda and Anegada have not improved.
Yeah. That's a fact.
In fact, it remains an embarrassment to us
That's a fact.
and the many hundreds of thousands of visitors who venture to our beautiful paradise each year.
Yeah.
I understand your disappointment
Yes.
and I feel your pain
Yes.
when your family member falls ill at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You become frightened, you become frantic and anxious to get help for your loved one.
Yeah.
And as we have suffered in this district for far too long, help is slow to arrive.
Yes. All right.
Many of us have lost loved ones unnecessarily. While the clock ticks and we await someone to take our sick or injured across the sea to the hospital in Road Town. As Myron said before, we are in the 21st century.
Yes.
This should not be happening in our time.
I feel about it.
There is a solution to this. And I vow to you
Yeah.
that I will solve this problem once and for all
Yeah.
in the most efficient way possible.
Yeah.
The NDP, while they were in office, began the process of erecting helipads throughout the territory with the express desire to evacuate the sick and injured to hospital by helicopter.
Yeah.
Once you elect me as your new representative, I, along with the NDP, will develop an expanded 24-hour facility at the Iris O'Neill Clinic,
Yeah.
along with a medical emergency evacuation service that you can rely on. Our friends of Anegada have now reached to a stage of development where they need a resident doctor over there as well. It's not good enough. We're in the 21st century here.
That's right. That's right.
Are our seniors better off than they were 4 years ago?
No.
It really hurts me, just like how Myron said too a while ago. It hurts me that our senior citizens' home is located in the Public Works Department yard.
Imagine. Not good. Too long, not good.
This is not the life that we want for our mothers and fathers and our grandmothers and grandfathers.
No.
They toil all their lives for us. Our elderly folk must enjoy peace and quiet with good caring for the remainder of their lives. It is time to move the senior citizens home. When you travel to Tortola on the ferry and return, are you more secure than you were 4 years ago?
No.
We still are exposed to the threat of a possible fatal accident occurring where cargo is being offloaded while passengers are disembarking from the ferries.
That's right.
We were promised that this would be fixed. We are not witnessing, actually we are now witnessing desperate announcements of acquiring land at Mansioneel Bottom for building a cargo dock when we now know that no such transactions have occurred.
Yes, Brody.
They are even trying to fool you, my dear people of Virgin Gorda, by sending up surveyors to mark out an access road for this development. When we know that they don't even have money to pay the civil servant salaries. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. All of these desperate moves are politically motivated 3 weeks before the election. It is a priority as your new representative to finally fix this by building an attractive ferry terminal so you won't have to sit under the grape tree and to shelter, and you will have a nice, decent, attractive ferry terminal to shelter when you're waiting on the ferry.
Yeah.
The cargo facility will be separated once and for all.
Yes, sir.
Our airport has been widened, but remains useless, as no commercial airlines are licensed to fly into Virgin Gorda. We need our airport to be functional, to service the traffic of visitors to our many resorts, inns, and villas. It is my intention to extend the strip and once again make the airport commercially viable. Gun Creek must be made a full port of entry. For this will make it easier for our visitors arriving to North Sound by sea to clear customs and allow them quickly to enjoy our beautiful beaches and resorts. You know, like Bonnie's, I was very upset. And I would admit to you, I was extremely upset when I heard our present Minister of Education at a political rally try to degrade the efforts of the NDP when they built the Owen Harrigan Visitor Center in 2006. And encourage Seaborn to bring direct air access to North Sound. I did not find his comments funny. Nor did the people of North Sound. I did not find his comments funny, especially the family of the late Owen Harrigan. These comments were utterly insulting to our people whose livelihood depends so much on tourism arrival to Virgin Gorda. The Gun Creek will be transformed into a marina and a commercial district, thriving with commercial spaces for shops, restaurants, etc. for our local people. It is time to give Anegada the same treatment. Anegada must have its own visitor center as well, built at Setting Point, and it must also be made a full port of entry in Anegada. Are our roads better now than they were 4 years ago? No. One of the first things the NDP did while in office was to resurface the main road here from North Sound to the valley. And to this day, that road remains the best road in the whole BVI. The main road in the valley suffers tremendously from flooding every heavy rain. With elections around the corner, this government will rush simply to resurface the road, build sidewalks, and hand out bush cutting contracts. Just for your vote. But we know that the entire road needs re-engineering, installing proper drains to alleviate the flooding that occurs every time. Streetlights are needed, especially on the main road to North Sound. A sewage network and sewage treatment plant is needed for Spanish Town. I need not look no further than Virgin Gorda to find a contractor to build a restroom at the baths in Virgin Gorda. Restrooms are needed all over our major beaches, at all our major beaches, and to make our visitors comfortable in our country. Are our young people better off now than they were 4 years ago? No. The escalating crime in our country tells us that it is now far worse now. We have to do a better job of mentoring our young people to become productive citizens in our country. This starts through education and showing our youngsters the way to the vast opportunities that lie before them, to earn a decent living for themselves and their families. It is my pledge to patrol the streets of Virgin Gorda and Anegada. And I mean literally patrol the streets, and I ain't joking. I am going to patrol the streets of Virgin Gorda and Anegada, taking each young man or woman under my wings and show them that I care. I will spend whatever resources, privately or publicly, to have each one educated to their fullest potential. Our schools' curricula and infrastructure must be improved to create the best learning environment possible. Recreational facilities must be improved, including building a full basketball arena, track, baseball, cricket facilities, and completion of the public swimming pools there at the Valley in Virgin Gorda. Our young people are still crying out for land to build their own homes. We have witnessed the surfacing of the new road here on the north side of Virgin Gorda. I am very happy for all the local residents who received contracts to complete this project. I'm a little displeased that we had to import a man from Totola to oversee this project. I am curious though. I'm curious why the land surrounding that new road is not being promoted for the residential lots for all local people. Instead, we hear of land being acquired at Minton Hill. What is the secret? You know something? I smell a rat. I smell a rat. It makes you wonder if this prime land on the north side of Virgin Gorda, if it is not reserved for non-locals. If you make the wrong decision this election, remember that I told you so. But once you elect the right O'Neill, I will finally seek to distribute the large reserve of Crown land available on Anegada and Virgin Gorda to the people. I will also find a way to make home ownership affordable by seeking government-assisted, low-interest mortgage rates. Earlier this year, you, the residents of North Sound, woke up one morning to the noise of heavy equipment operating in the South Sound. I'm sure you remember that. No one knew what was going on. No one knew what was going on until weeks after. We learned of a greenhouse project that had started. The people of North Sound were not even considered important enough to have been consulted for their opinions if they wanted a greenhouse in their neighborhood. They were not even educated of what the impact of such a development would be on such a small community. Adding insult to injury, we witnessed the environmental disaster that occurred when the rains came and washed tons of mud into the bay, destroying the sea life. We later discovered that the government didn't even have approval for this project, and it was halted by the town and country planning authorities. Is this the government you want to re-elect for another 4 years? No! This reckless waste of taxpayers' money and reckless disregard for the environment are ample reasons to vote out this government. Yes. No wonder they cannot pay the civil servant salaries. I will, along with the new NDP, redevelop the South Sound into a full 18-hole golf course. I hear there's another candidate in this race who is trying to steal my ideas. But you know who is really capable of moving this development forward? The South Sound is a perfect location for a golf course, which will enhance our tourism product. Not only here in Virgin Gorda, but the whole BVN. It would keep the resorts of Virgin Gorda filled. Not just for 6 months of the year, but all year round. We suffer here in North South. Every time Bitter End and Byers Creek close, come August, for them 2-3 months that they close, we suffer because we can't pay our expenses. That has to stop. More business opportunities would spin off from such a development of the golf course. For landscapers, gift shop owners, restaurants, inns and villa rentals, golf trainers, and the list goes on. But especially for our taxi operators, because they're going to be extremely busy shuffling and bringing tourists from Little Licks Bay to come over to the South Sound to play a game of golf. Yeah. Get ready, my people. Get ready. I'm asking you to get ready. Get ready. My people, to reap the rewards of this great new venture. More than ever, new energetic leadership is what is needed in our district. Give the right O'Neill a chance. I am the man capable of improving the quality of life for you and your families. I ask for your vote. And not just for myself, but for the whole NDP team. I want you to put an X for our great leader, Dr. D. Orlando Smith. He is a caring man, and we need a good captain. You know, he used to be a sailor too, you know. We need a good captain to lead us through these rough waters here in this 2011. So we need Dr. Smith. Put the X next to him. We need Myron Walwyn. Myron Walwyn is a young, dynamic man. And he is bright and knowledgeable, and he has a particular passion for the young people of this country. I want you to support Myron. I need Myron over here, especially for his expertise in tourism. Don't forget Ronnie W. Skelton. Ronnie is a facts and figures man, and he's your eyes and your ears. He's the man. We need him back, especially to steady our finances here in this country. Archibald Christian. What a nice fellow. Everybody loves Archie. Archie is such a kind-hearted and good fellow. And you know, when he fought back there the other day, Lord, he received some blows. However, Archie is such a good, kind guy that he will not respond accordingly. But he will respond in his own way. But we need Archie. Archie is the newest of our large candidates, along with Myron. And I want you to elect Archie. Archie is knowledgeable in the issues of land. We have a lot of problems with land, especially in Anegada. And we got to deal with those issues over there. So we need Archie. I want you too to support the other candidates in other districts. Claude Skelton Klein in the 2nd district. You must support Kevin O.J. Smith in the 3rd district. The action man, Mark Vanterpool in the 4th district. Mark is back. Senator D, I call her Senator D. D from the 5th district. Dolores Christopher. And the little woman with the little bag. Alvara Maduro Keynes. Support Alvara. And my good friend and mentor in the 7th District, Dr. Kedrick Pickering. And another new kid on the block, Marlon. Marlon 10 in the 8th District. And don't forget yours truly. We came close. We're getting closer and closer and closer every time. I want you to put me over the hump this time. Elect the right O'Neill here in the 9th District. Thank you very much and good evening.